Okay, I'm just gonna add my ingredients. Right here I got 3 cups of flour. You can use all-purpose flour. In my case, I'm using gluten-free flour. I'm also gonna add 3 tablespoons of sugar. Next, half a teaspoon of salt. Sometimes you gotta use the finger to get the salt out. Get it all out. Then we got 1 heaping tablespoon of baking powder. That one came out easy. I got a half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. It's gonna help make it fluffier, creamier, makes a better biscuit. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix these dry ingredients. Alright, just finishing up my dry ingredient mix, and I'm going to add the butter. It's 3/4 cup of butter, which is 1.5 sticks of butter. I chop these into pieces. I'm just going to mix it in now. So in the butter, I don't want to break it down into tiny pieces, and just make it smooth. I want little chunks in there so you actually get that butter inside the biscuit when the biscuit bakes. So that's what you're looking for. Okay, now I got that butter mixed in. I'm going to go ahead and add 1.25 cups of buttermilk. There it is. Also going to add 1 egg. Scrambled, of course. And then just give it a stir. Mix it all in. So I'm just stirring this in, and it should be a nice pillowy dough. Okay, and here I'm just going to add a little bit of the flour to the board so the dough doesn't stick to the board. So take my dough, looks a little wet. I'm just going to knead it. I'm going to pull it together, fold it over, pull it together, fold it over. That's it. So I'm just going to continue folding over the dough, put a little flour in there to firm it up, and fold it over again. Do that about 30 times, 25-30 times. And here I just want to spread out the dough so I can cut my biscuits. I use about a 3-inch round cup as my biscuit cutter. I'm going to take this, push it down, give it a little bit of a twist, and then I'm going to try my best to pull this biscuit out. Put it right there in the pan. Next one. Push down, give it a little twist, pull it out, and that's it. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So I did actually put some oil inside of the pan and all around the edges so that when my biscuits are baked, they don't stick to the sides and they don't burn. Okay, and so here it is, my 7 good biscuits and my 1 jangkon. I've got a pound of ground Italian sausage here on a medium-high heat. And here I'm just going to spread the meat out, get it down to a single layer so I can cook it evenly. Okay, as you can see, my meat's not 100% cooked. It's got a little pink in there. But I don't want to cook the meat 100% because then by the time I'm done with the gravy, the meat's going to be overcooked and overdone. It's not going to taste good. So I'm just adding my flour here. That's going to help me form my roux for my gravy. Okay, so here I noticed I had a little bit extra flour. It's kind of dry, didn't have enough grease in there, so I'm going to add a little bit of fat by adding a little bit of butter. That's about just under a tablespoon of butter. And I'm just going to get this butter mixed in so we can get this gravy done. Okay, I know my recipe calls for 2 cups of water, but I'm just starting with a cup of water just to see how this roux is going to react. If I put too much water at first, then I'm going to have to, fix it and put some flour in there, and I don't want to have to do that. So I do it in 2 stages. So the gravy soaked up that water. I'm going to go ahead and add this 2nd cup. Alright, I'm just going to make sure the ingredients are mixed in well, letting the heat do its job of bringing this gravy all together. Okay, here you can add either milk, you can use heavy cream or whipping cream. In my case, I'm using half and half for my gluten-sensitive opu. Sneaking in an optional tablespoon of butter if you like. I like the flavor though. So I got that butter all mixed in. and I'm just kind of checking the consistency here. Is it too thick? Is it too thin? And for me, it looks perfect. Perfect to go right on top of my fresh homemade biscuits. And there it is, my homemade gluten-free buttermilk biscuits. Man, I could eat these with just a little bit of butter and guava jelly right now. But I'll wait for the gravy. Alright, let's get these buttered. Put the butter on there. Some gravy. Plenty of sausage on top. I love fresh green onions, so I'm just going to add a little bit right on top. Alright, so here we go. Tasting. Alright. These are gluten-free biscuits. Let's see how they taste. Got some biscuit. Got some gravy. Got some sausage. A bit of green onion. Hot. Sausage is bomb. Still friggin' hot. It's delicious. So, I'm surprised about the biscuit. It's a little bit more dense than biscuits that are made with all-purpose flour. And still delicious. Got a great flavor. Got that buttermilk, soft, fluffy. Got a nice little butter flavor. And then you got the gravy, easy, super easy gravy. A little bit of gluten-free flour, milk, water, and then I got some green onion. That's it. Freaking delicious, freaking long. See you guys next week.